welcome everybody to this weird video. Yeah, today what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to show you how I paint NRL cars. Like this Ronnie N one, we're going to be painting something like this. Look, it has a number, has a name, has a cool little paint scheme, has a savvy, because I don't know, it just has a savvy. Yeah, what more do you want? Regardless, though, let's go into open up a brand spanking new Chevy template. These basically, for anyone who has never really seen this before, this is basically just a texture file. The side of the car, the other side of the car, the top of the car, the back, and the front of the car. So and you basically just, well, add things to it. So the new person, the person who people wanted me to make is Carl Casagrande. So I am going to make Carl Casagrande a car real quick. So here's Carl. Yep, that's perfect. That's perfect right there. He's just gonna have his face on the car. You may notice for, I think it's Ford, Dodge, and Toyota, I always put the character, well, right here. But on Chevys, it's a little bit different because, look, you have this big ass thing in the way. So I do it over here instead. I'm gonna copy it and mirror it on the other side. You guys asked for this. Oh, God! This is basically literally a game. It's basically how close I can perhaps make it to be comfortable with my placement. Okay, so I always try to look at, like, whenever I'm trying to line these characters up, I always try to look at, like, certain key factors. So, like, for example, compared to, like, the little dent right here in the car that goes up like this, you can kind of see how that little, I guess the flap of, like, his hoodie or whatever, it's kind of like that. I'm gonna kind of focus on that to try and see if I can maybe line it up a little bit. So that right there. Yeah, just nice. Just perfect. I think that's good. I think that's good. Yeah, we can keep that. What I would do is I would really just like take the characters like parts. So basically just like, okay, let me go and see. I'll probably use the red primarily for this paint scheme. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go here to the base color and I'm gonna make it to where we have a fill bucket tool and it's gonna change the color of the car to that exact shade of red. Next, I'll go even further. I'll go and grab the pants here. What I'm going to do is I'm basically going to use this, drawing tool. Actually, you know what? First off, I need to make sure I put some symmetry on this. Hold on. So basically, as the symmetry is basically there, what will basically happen now is, well, you can just draw on it. Let's go and make an interesting design here. Just kind of like a little tiny little design there. Just a little tiny little thing. I don't know where I'm going with it. I'm just going to kind of roll with it there. And then just maybe color that in just a little bit like that. So it's already looking pretty sexy. It's already looking pretty spicy here. We don't want to make sure it looks pretty good for Carl because, Carl's going to kill me if it doesn't look great. I don't know. Do I do a different thing? Yeah, because sometimes the symmetry doesn't work very much. I think I might come up with something a little bit better. So hold on. Let me go and redo that. Okay, so maybe like this. I mean, that doesn't look awful. It looks okay. It looks about the exact same, but it just looks... I mean, that doesn't actually look bad. Yeah, I could probably use that. That's fine. I can use that. That's fine. But yeah, you notice how, like, it's kind of different. There was, like, a little bit of speck of red there, and meanwhile there isn't here. It's really strange. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it's effective, sometimes it's not. It's really hit or miss with this, unfortunately. Okay, so possibly the hardest part is basically over. That is the hardest part right there, trying to do a design like that. That's probably the hardest part. Now, the next thing is actually getting the number. I'm going to be using an 18 for his car. We're even going to make this a little bit bigger just to make it a little bit nicer. Alright, then you want to duplicate the layer. Get a little bit wider. You want to make sure you put it on the roof, on this side, and then on that side. I'm just basically here trying to make sure that this number is lined up evenly with this roof here. Yeah, that's fine. That's good enough, I think. I like this car. This looks good. This looks good. I like this. It's simple, but it's fun. I know people are gonna be like, you could make it so much more interesting and make it like, well, have like cool waves and cool lines. I'm not that good. Plus, I do like the simplistic nature of these cars very much. That's another reason why I really do like these cars very much. The way they are. Now here's an interesting one, because you have to, like, because the way the number is positioned, you would think you would line it up directly with how the number is positioned on the other side. Well, no, you have to actually line it up with the way, like, the number is. So, like, it's completely reversed. So I'm trying to look at the part right here, and I'm also trying to look at the part down here, just to make sure it's actually decent and lined up perfectly. Yeah, we'll roll with it. We'll see how it looks in game, and then I'll come back and fix it later if it doesn't look great. Oh shit, I forgot the sponsor. What's gonna be on the front? I think Bourbon Burger would look pretty awesome on this car. So hold on, let me try and see if I can find that real quick. How's that look? That don't look bad. Yeah, let's keep it. Let's do that. That don't look bad. By the way, I'm just gonna say this now for the record. Every single logo, aside from maybe a select few, but then again, I might also replace them as well, were technically made by me, but they were all traced. There you go. The only reason why I traced them is to make sure that they are as accurate to the show as humanly possible, because I cannot draw worth shit. We do a 12 is Midnight sponsor on the side. Can we could kind of fit it. Like I said, this is another one of those things where, like, you don't really know if it's gonna be lined up perfectly unless you look at it in game. I don't know how to explain it. Because I will show the game, because I am gonna import this car and I'm gonna show you how I actually do that, just because I want to show you the entire process. Oh, let's go and paint. Oh fuck, I totally forgot. Let's go and paint this. Yeah, I totally forgot to paint the trunk lid here. I totally forgot to paint that. Let's go and do that. Yeah, I want to make sure we get all of these painted and stuff. Same exact thing with this top part. Go and paint that too. Why not? Next is the 12 is Midnight idea that I had, just to add a little bit more pizzazz to this car.
As if it was missing it already.
Oh damn, that actually looks good. Like with his car like paint scheme. I just hoping him fit. Stick with it. We're gonna stick with it. We're gonna go and add it to the other side. Let's stick with it. That's a good one. That's a good idea. We have currently been recording for 40 minutes. That's how long this car is taking. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Trevor. My brother just gave me a Coke. That was very nice of him. Thank you.
I did not give you any Coke. Don't tell the cops that.
Okay. I won't. I swear.
Hey, Trevor, give that Coke to me.
I mean, you look at, I mean, what, like 40 minutes of this, and you have to also couple that with the fact that there's, I think, oh god, how many? 29 racers that I've made? Well, technically 30. Some of them have, like, one paint scheme, but others, like Jenny Wakeman, for example, has, like, 7, 8, 9. You add those all up, and, yeah, that's a lot. Not saying these are, like, the hardest things to make ever, like, at all, no. I'm just saying, I've put my time into these, man, but I'm proud of it. It's cool. It's cool as hell. I love it. I'm glad you guys kind of enjoy it a little bit, too. Alright, I'm gonna stop being a little bit snappy. Sorry, but regardless. Yeah, I think that's good. I think that's decent. I think that's good enough for what it is, I think. That's decent. That's a good car. I like that. We do have a little bit of empty space, but you know what? A lot of these NRL cars had a lot of empty space on them, so it's all good. What the hell is Casagrande's? Carl Casagrande. Bring it up here. Bring it around town. Rotate. I don't think we need the noises, but you know what? You're getting them anyways. The noises actually cost an extra like $250, by the way. Yeah, you didn't know that this was... I mean, to be fair, it was Carl's car. What'd you expect? Of course this video is gonna cost money. I think that's good. Yeah, that's good. That's so that's a car. That's it. That's a car. Yeah, I just made a whole car. That took me an hour. Very basic, but very, very good car. Very, very good car. Decent car. Decent car is the way I like it. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna save this. We're gonna export as. We're gonna go and export as, well, a very, very clever name. We're just gonna call it Carl PSD. And a PSD is basically, you know how I said earlier, like, oh, I can go back and fix it? Basically a file to where I can open it up later, and I can basically, like, fix anything I want. And it will load up all these things, and I can literally just do any edits I want to make. Like, hey, let's go and move this. Or, hey, let's take this out. Let's make a whole new sponsor here. Or, hey, let's, whatever. Alright, and now, here's the most important part. You want to remove the mask. This is how the texture actually works and actually makes sense. You can see my crappy kindergarten coloring. But yeah, that is what you need because this is a texture file after all. And we'll leave that as a TGA. It's the same exact name, just replacing PSD with TGA. Now this, you cannot edit. This one, if I open this up in GIMP, I won't be able to edit. Now, let's go to the game. Here we go. Here's my cars. And here's all of the people. Here you are. Hi. Welcome to the people. So here we go. We're going to go and name it Carl C, obviously. And we're going to go and select Chevrolet. So, we select Chevrolet. We have Carl C. And now, we get a generic Chevrolet model. Let's go and import the Carl. And there he is. In all of his weird spamming glory. Scamming. I should say scamming. That'd probably be the best idea there, to say scamming instead of spamming. That I don't think he spams Discord servers. I think he scams people. But everything looks good. Seeing the car, it looks like 12 is midnight's perfect. Looks like the number. Let me go and check the number real quick. The number is good. I think it's pretty good. It's lined up pretty well. Here's the fun part, and here's where it's gonna get confusing for a lot of people. I'm probably gonna go through this my own time, but I'm basically gonna explain briefly what everything is. This is literally the meat and potatoes of the series. This is driver performance. This is car performance. This is everything. Every single driver that I have in the series performs differently than one driver. He excels at certain tracks. Same with Twister, same exact thing with Sheldon. You know what I mean? There's a lot of differences between. I think the most powerful car in terms of engine and stuff is, I think, Mr. Krabs. I think he has the highest rating for engine and stuff, which is literally just, well, horsepower. So that's pretty big. It is. It's doing its thing. It's striving. It's doing its thing. It's doing the things that NASCARs do, which is go left a bunch of times. And, yeah, that's it. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed, make sure you leave a like, comment, subscribe, and awesome. There's a car. And, it's now in the game. And it is ready to race and stuff against the other drivers. So, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed, make sure you leave a like, comment, subscribe, and awesome. And, of course, guys, I will see you guys when I say thank you guys so much for watching. And, as Carl zooms by, I'll see you guys soon. Take care, everyone.